Hello and welcome back. There's a new trailer just dropped for Dune 3. I haven't seen Dune Part 1 or Part 2, but I have read, I think, all of the books, and they are among some of the finest sci-fi books you can read. And I've been waiting essentially for all of the Dune films to come out so that I can watch them kind of back to back, because I really like Dune. I've heard really good things about the film series so far, so I'm excited to finally get to watch them. So without further ado, let's jump in and see if this trailer looks any good.
I trusted you!
So, Chalamet, I was really impressed with him in The King. I thought he was really good in that, and I actually really loved that film, which came out a few years ago now. Casting, well, obviously I can't really comment on that for Dune Part 1 and Part 2, but I've heard that he's really good in it. Like I said, he played Henry the Fifth in The King, and he was really good in that. So I'm assuming that he is good in this kind of role. I've not really seen him shine in anything else that I've seen him in, to be honest. So jury's still out. Obviously, the Odyssey is due to drop next week at time of recording. So moving on.
You promised me that you would never.
That looked awesome. The scale of this, I think, is what we all wanted from something like Star Wars. Do you know what I mean?
You promised me that you.
I think, you know, the three sequels that came out with the Rey trilogy, I suppose. I think we all kind of wanted to see that. I know I certainly wanted to see that expanded Star Wars universe come into play, and then we had like the First Order thing, which never went anywhere. And we saw some battles, but I don't know. I didn't. There's so much wrong with Star Wars, those three films. Anyway, so it's kind of like a bit of a moot point. I'm just bringing it up because I think this looks epic. This fight here, and we get like a brief glimpse of it, but there's so much going on.
You promised.
And the CGI there just looks incredible.
You promised.
I mean, you can kind of see if you look here and here. These are the same people, so obviously it's, you know, it's a trick of multiplying the, you know, the 3 or 4 extras that they employed to do this. But I think this looks incredible, that this ship blowing up, just insane. So I already am excited for this trailer. I'm excited for this film, and this trailer is pretty cool. Let's carry on.
You promised me that you would never take power in your name. You convinced me that this was your home. That I was your home.
I think scale is, you know, CGI is what it is, but so far I'm not upset with this. Sometimes it's really ropey, it looks really horrible, but the scale of that is pretty impressive. Just as a visual spectacle, obviously, yes, CGI, and like I just said, you know, this kind of thing is easy to do for a good CGI artist, but this looks vast, it looks incredible, and it really does kind of invoke that Dune thing for me. Obviously, from a book's perspective, I'm interested to see how the story, or how the, you know, multiple books get shortened down into 3. I believe this is being called the conclusion. So interested to see how the through lines of the stories come into the film series, and it might even be something that I do as an essay or something further down the line. We'll see. Let's carry on.
What do you know about me?
You've conquered the galaxy. You've destroyed thousands of worlds.
An awful lot going on, actually. You can see a lot of visual homage. I don't know how you want to say it, but there's a lot in here. I'm getting a lot, you know, kind of a Blade Runner sense. I really like the film grain. It feels like you're in the sandstorm. It feels like you're in, a desert. Gladiator vibes from this.
You've destroyed thousands.
Maybe a bit of 300 even. This is brutal. Look at this. Again, everything is, for me, pushing me to want to watch this film even more. This is what a trailer really should do. It's not something that I think the Odyssey did particularly well. But this, I think, looks epic. Absolutely epic. Let's carry on.
Worlds.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think you're way beyond redemption.
Why are you here?
To deliver a peace proposal.
This looks incredible. It just looks incredible. I think everyone, all of the actors, excuse me, in this look incredible. Chalamet looks like the villain. And it's just incredible. Dune is one of those stories for, I don't know how you describe it, sci-fi purists. It's all about economy and political machinations and stuff. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see how that comes through in 1 and 2 as well, to be fair, because like I say, haven't seen them. Obviously haven't seen this. This is a trailer reaction, but I'm getting very excited to see them now. Actually, I want to read the books again. Let's go.
Peace is a good thing. Why should I refuse?
That there, I mean, that's CGI and probably some physical effects come together to make it work,
Why should I refuse?
That looks really, really epic. Really epic.
Because it's meant to destroy you.
We plan to strike at the core of Imperial power.
You intend to kill Paul?
Regime change.
Idiot. You've just signed our death warrants.
There's a lot of, obviously there's not, but there's a lot of things I think that people might draw from an audience perspective. Obviously there's a lot of, crossover with Robert Pattinson. Here, people might look at the Odyssey in comparison to this because it's one of those, it's not, but it's one of those sort of sword and sandals epics that I think we're kind of crying out for. I think when people do want that kind of film, I think the Odyssey was probably not a sensible choice, because I think the Odyssey doesn't really translate to film all that well. But there's so many, sort of Jason the Argonaut style stories that we could tell at the minute and would do really well if they were done, in the best of faiths. I don't think the Odyssey is going to do that, but I think what people do and what people appreciate, I think, from the Odyssey trailers that we've seen is Robert Pattinson, and I think he's really good. In the short snippets that we've had from that, and I can see him in the short snippets that we're getting from this trailer, and it makes me really appreciate his performance, even though I've not even seen it yet. This is the kind of thing. If Hollywood needs a sort of trailer build 101, this really is it, because everything I'm seeing so far is making me want to watch the film.
I found someone. The future has a way of talking to me. I can't see what's ahead.
How does it feel to be human like everyone else, Paul Atreides?
You have no fear, do you?
I fear dishonor.
You sound like an Atreides.
I've been told I was one.
Forgive me for all I've done.
This honestly looks like everything we want from Hollywood and just don't get. It just looks like an epic film. It looks like an epic story, and it looks like great performances and really good casting, to be fair. I haven't really got any complaints looking at that from that film. I think everybody seems to make sense. Dialogue is interesting. The visual cues speak to anyone that's a sort of sci-fi fan or even a sort of swords and sandals fan. It's the kind of film that I think we probably want Hollywood to produce more and more of. I don't know if they're really capable of it. And it really kind of brings in to contrast. Obviously, I haven't seen this film. I haven't seen part 1 and part 2. Although, as I've said earlier, I do fully intend to probably read the books again in preparation for watching them. But I will watch 1, 2, and then probably cinema trip for this one because it looks absolutely epic. Probably deserves to be seen in the cinema. But I think the parallels that people will probably make in their minds if you're watching this trailer is probably to the Odyssey. And it's incredible to think that this is not a Nolan film in terms of scope and you know how big this feels. It feels absolutely gigantic, this film, from a sort of universe perspective. Everything seems so vast, and the world building even in this trailer is really strong and just really intriguing and interesting. And it really, I wouldn't say it's the perfect trailer because I don't know if you can have such a thing as a perfect trailer, but it feels like such a good advert for a film, which is what a trailer should be. And I think the art of trailer making has largely been lacking for a very long time. But this is incredible. This is an incredible trailer. And I am very, very excited to watch this film. Contrast that with The Odyssey. Casting choices aside, dialogue choices aside, all of the issues and problems that I think are very, very valid, the kind of things that are being raised online. I've raised them myself. I had a chat not too long ago with Dr. Paul Taylor and Stuart Shaw on Readers of the Lost Art, which is Dr. Paul Taylor's channel. I thoroughly recommend you checking it out if you want someone that knows the Odyssey from a literary perspective. Go and check out Paul's work. We talked about it then, how there's a lot lacking and there's a lot going against this film, The Odyssey, going in. I'm looking at this trailer, and even from a visual perspective, just comparing it to the Odyssey trailer, the Odyssey has a lot lacking and could learn a lot from Dune, which is incredible to say. How the Odyssey is not the epic of our era is a shame. Obviously, it comes out in probably a week's time, I think. Yeah, 7 days' time from time of recording this. And already I feel like Dune 3 is this trailer alone is overshadowing the Odyssey. And I'm really, really excited to see this film and the other two and read the books again, because Dune is just incredible. If you've never read the books and only seen the films, really go and consider reading those books, because they are really, really thorough, in-depth and imaginative stories that are just incredible. It's kind of like Lord of the Rings in space, if you know what I mean. Yeah, really incredible. I'm getting a load of visual cues here that are making me think this is a hark back to some of the glory days of sci-fi. I thought Robert Pattinson's character, where was it? Around here. There in particular reminds me of a certain character from Blade Runner. I got sort of Blade Runner vibes from a lot of it. There's some Gladiator callbacks there. There's some visual cues here remind me of old school Star Wars. And I'm just incredibly impressed by the whole thing from start to finish. Again, can't wait to watch the full thing. So I'll leave it there. Let me know in the comments if you're excited to watch Dune Part 3, your thoughts on the film series so far, or, if you've read the books, how do they compare to the films? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. If you took anything away from it, please do consider comment, liking and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.